Welcome to episode 115 of the No Hangover podcast. Like always, you can find us on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcast. Check us out on YouTube for the visuals. Follow our social medias, Instagram, No Hangover Podcast, Twitter, No Hangover Pod. Our personal pages, you can get
Twitter.
to it. Yeah, Twitter's some evil place.
We're on there.
We are on there, though. Our personal pages, connect with us that way. DM us if you want to be on the show. If you have any topics you want us to discuss, any products, anything really, just hit us up on there.
Boom.
Episode 115. In the
We out
building,
here.
special guest. Got my good friend Kristen here next to me.
Our good friend,
Yes,
Kristen.
sorry. It's a friend of all of ours. But yes, Kristen.
Excited to have her on the show.
Me too. Thanks for having me.
I would say she's the first female guest that hasn't been a family member. Shout out to Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited to have her on.
Yep.
Cuban sensation, Erica Ponce in the building.
What's good,
George
what's
G
good?
in the cut. You know the vibes.
You're
Sensation.
You don't know about the Cuban sensation? Oh, we're going to get into it today. Don't worry about
sensational.
it. There you go.
But yeah. Kristen, to give a little backstory on Kristen. I've known you since, say, 6th or 7th grade. Went to South Seminole. We weren't really like too close then.
You were
but-
like a grade younger than me though.
Jacob had to come up in life at that point.
All right. Let's bring that up. So yeah, in middle school, I had actually skipped 8th grade, so I was a year behind all of them, technically. Older than you though, so fuck off.
Are you
anyways.
originally from Florida though?
Me?
She's
Were you
not.
born here?
No, I wasn't born here. I was born in Kansas.
Kansas.
Moved to
There's no
Orlando
place like
once.
home. There's no place like
I'm
home.
not in Kansas anymore.
Clicker heels twice.
Wow, those jokes
shit.
never get old.
I'm sure
I
you've
never
heard
will.
those a
All
fucking
the
million
time,
times.
A million times. Dorothy, what is it, Toto?
Toto, you got the
Yeah.
curly hair.
Definitely.
Y'all can't see it, but she's got some red sparkly shoes on. No, I'm just
There
kidding.
you go.
Oh,
So
you're
you moved
funny.
here when you were in 7th grade?
No, I moved here when I was 6.
6, okay.
I was 6 and then went to English Estates, South Seminole, then
That's
Lake Howell. So yeah, I grew up around here.
That's
the whole
that's
time.
where we all kind of met, ran into
Like,
each other.
oh, yeah.
That's where
Yeah,
our
that's where
relationship starts.
the whole group actually became friends at Lake Howell.
Did you two go to South Seminole?
No,
Went to
we went to
Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't do that.
My bad.
They ain't cut
We was
from,
on the.
they
We
ain't
was on
cut
the
from that cloth.
okay, we was on the other side of the river.
Yeah,
Better athletes come from
Boom.
there. Better,
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's probably a lot.
smarter people. No, I'm
Yeah.
just fucking with you.
Richer
It was a
people.
good mix of kids. I mean, South Seminole,
I wouldn't say better. Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
I'd say better athletes came from Tuscaloosa.
You think so?
Yeah.
We had more camaraderie. I felt like
No,
because a lot of the kids that went to South Seminole kind of played for like linemen.
yeah,
or-
not too many people from South Seminole went to Lake Howell though.
No, not a lot.
It was
Yeah.
like maybe half of that 8th grade class actually went to Lake Howell. All of
Right.
Tuscaloosa went to Lake
That's
Howell.
true. That's a good
Those
point.
were like most of my friends.
So that's why
Exactly.
you guys think it was more athletes, but
Yeah.
it was just because the athletes didn't go to.
We just
Lake
so
Howell.
happened to be like a tighter group coming out of middle school because there was more of us.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there was a shit ton of y'all.
There was a lot. I feel
And
like
then-
go ahead.
And we played football, and then Kristen was a cheerleader, so that kind of
Yeah.
like that all tied into each other as well.
Boom.
You cheered for all 4 years?
Oh, no, just my first year. I played softball.
Just freshman year?
Cheer, yeah.
Really? I thought you cheered senior year too.
Think
Oh my
again.
God. You did play.
Think
You,
again, wrong one.
you did play
Wrong one.
softball. I remember that.
Yeah.
Y'all had a really good softball team too.
Yeah.
You were
that
there
was
at a good
fun.
time for softball.
I definitely liked softball better than I did cheer. I actually just
Definitely.
wrote a paper about that.
What, about liking one more than the other?
Yeah. Like feeling like which one I like fit in more into.
Mm.
So like I feel like cheer was not really like me.
Like a cup of
Why is
tea.
that?
Yeah.
Like, just because, like, I don't know, like, the kind of, like, personalities, culture of, like, cheerleading versus baseball type shit, or, like,
Softball.
Yeah, I feel
softball,
like
I mean, sorry.
I feel like cheer is so
Superficial.
girly. It's like girly, and I feel like
Yeah.
just like having to do routines and stuff like that. Like that just wasn't my thing. Like
Right.
and dancing around and being like super happy all the
Yeah.
time. Like that just wasn't my thing.
All the pep. Yeah,
Yeah, all
that
the
shit is
pep. You have
fucking
to have so much
overload,
pep.
honestly.
Right.
And like the coach at the time, like she was just all about pep. She was a college cheerleader, and so she was just like, "Be happy, smile, do this." And I'm like, So then softball, you don't have to be like that. Like you just chill. It's
fucking
the weight room.
just going in, fucking getting the job done, and going
then
home.
that's it. Yeah. So I definitely feel like that was more like my thing.
You get to
than
show your
cheer.
real emotions in a sport like softball
Yeah.
rather than in cheerleading. cheerleading you put on the front. Softball is real emotion.
Essentially.
Right.
If you're mad, you're gonna be mad. If you're sad, you're gonna be
Shit,
sad.
and
Happy,
sometimes coaches will encourage you to get mad because then you might play better. They're
Exactly.
trying to get something out of you. So
Light a fire under your
emotion
ass.
is definitely more welcomed in like team sports like that
Yeah.
than opposed to like cheerleading.
that's going to
Agreed.
fall.
Definitely.
Yep, it's a goner. All right. Anyways,
You
But-
can't fix it?
yeah, I'm gonna. Let's move on.
Okay.
What's on y'all? All y'all keep talking.
Kristen was definitely an athlete, though. I do remember that. She used to get down for sure. Moving forward, we've all known each other now past high school, 6-7 years?
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, I'm sure we've all had our individual experiences. Obviously, I'm speaking in regards to relationships and how that's gone for us past high school, of course. So what do you feel like the differences are between the modern woman versus the modern men today? What do you feel like?
Well, modern women versus traditional women.
There you
and
go.
The same with men.
Yes.
What do you
So
feel the
modern
differences?
women versus traditional women?
Kind of, yeah.
So I feel like there's not so many traditional women these days, I feel like.
Should we define what a traditional woman is first? What is a traditional woman to you? Is it like the woman that comes home, cooks, cleans, takes care of her man,
Takes care of the house.
takes care of the house, housewife
Like
type?
housewife type thing.
Okay.
Which is like the same for like a traditional man. I feel like that's what he
Right.
wants. He wants to be the provider. He wants to be the one that works.
Right.
He wants to also come home to his woman, taking care of everything.
Right.
But I feel like a lot of modern day women today, they're independent. You know,
Right.
I get my own bag. I don't need you for this. I don't
Right.
need you for that.
Definitely.
And I feel like that can, a lot of men look at that and they're like, no, that's not what I want. Because if they are a traditional man, then they
Right.
don't want a woman who is going to talk back and be like, I have my own money, so I don't need you for this. They
Right.
want a woman to want them or need them.
Right.
So I feel like, yeah, for traditional men, a modern day woman, they won't click. And I feel like that has a lot to do with dating today.
Definitely.
Well, where do you guys, like Jacob, Jordan, I'll answer it too. Where do you guys feel like you fall in from
That's
like
gonna be my
traditional
question.
men to a modern man? Like, what would you pin yourself as?
I mean, I feel like I fall more on the traditional man side because of how I was raised. I was raised by such a strong male figure that comes from that time of, you know, having a woman be home, cook, clean, take care of the house, and that's just kind of how they're viewed. The man's the breadwinner, this, that, and the third. But I've also grown up in the time of modern women. So, like,
Yeah.
I kind of have an understanding of their independence and, you know, them having, you know, room to talk and, you know, make their point now more than they did before. So it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of a struggle for me because I fall more back on the traditional stuff, but I do understand the modern day stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
Jacob.
Well, I was gonna go off Jordan's real quick. Were you meaning like what do we see personally, or what kind of woman would we be looking
I'm
for?
talking about what do you think you fall
Because personally, I think you're more of a modern man than a traditional man.
You think so? How so?
I think Jordan would lean more traditional than modern. Like,
That's what
I
thought.
feel like just because like we're born in this time, like we're gonna have naturally.
I mean, he
just
doesn't
kinda,
act like this time.
Sprinkles of like having
Always,
modern
yeah.
shit just because we're born in this time. But I definitely see Jordan more as like leaning more traditional.
Or
and, like,
it's just, I guess, all right, maybe it's my definition of traditional was a little off. Because I'm thinking more of traditional as in like
Elaborate, please.
yeah, like a labor worker or someone who, you know, not like
traditional is breadwinner.
Yeah, I mean, I get breadwinner.
It
I'm
doesn't
talking
matter
about
what
like
the work is.
talking about because I don't. Okay.
Nah,
I
not
see
just
what
not
you're
just
saying.
that, but just like
because you
I
have
don't
to
know.
think about like it's just in any time like the traditional way is that the man goes.
yeah,
gets
you'd
the
always
money,
be the breadwinner. Of
fucking
course.
comes home. Yeah,
Right.
he's the provider. That's what he's labeled
I guess
as.
we're all traditional men then. Simple.
In a
So you
sense,
feel
but
like you
like
all-
no, I think I would lean more like more modern to like I'm somewhere in the middle, but like I'm more in the sense of like get your own shit, I'll get my own shit, we'll come together and make something out of our shit. But like we both got to bring something to the table. It's not just I'm going to bring in all the money. Like no,
Right.
I want you to have your own
Oh,
money.
yeah.
I want you to do your own things. Like
What percentage do you feel like?
boom.
Boom.
What percentage do you feel like of like your household would you want to be responsible for, and you want your wife to be responsible for?
100. I want to be responsible for 100.
I
That's
want it
how
to
I
be-
look at things. That's how I
As
was
far as
raised to
what
be.
sense though, like
Financially,
there's different parts of it. I mean,
Financially, I want to be responsible for everything
Fuck,
in the house.
no, we'll
Anything
split
goes
it.
wong, I want to be the one that
I'll
takes care of it.
we'll split it. I mean, certain
I don't
things
even
that-
want
that
to come
just-
to you and be like, hey, I need you to have this half. at a certain point in my life, I don't want it to be like
well,
that. I'm young now. Maybe I don't have it all the way together like that, but at a certain point, I don't even want that to be a question.
Correct. Yeah, right now it's kind of...
I want it to be...
I feel your way. Like, right now it's... You're trying so much to make yourself. We're not where we're wanting to be yet.
Well, that's the thing, though. I feel like you make yourself...
So you have to kind of build with somebody.
Yeah.
It's easier to do so.
I want you to be able to do the things that you want to do for yourself. Like, I want you to have your own bag, and if you want to buy yourself something and spoil yourself, then cool, do that. But when it comes to, like, the immediate whole thing, I want to be the one that's solely responsible for that.
So would you still want her to work or no working? You want her to strictly be like a housewife?
No, I want her to have her independence, and I want her to have aspiration for something and do something. But I don't want her to have to do it with the goal in mind that I have to provide. Okay. I don't want that on her mind. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want her to just be ambitious.
Yeah, not that worry of, if I don't go to work this day, I don't want her to... I won't make my bills.
Yeah.
I want it to be like a safety net, like... I'm always there, so we're good regardless. Right. But you could work, if you want to make extra money, if you want to do this or that.
And that kind of
I'm saying go do what the fuck you want to do, and we'll come together and fucking make something happen. If we can make it work, we make it work. If not, then you still have your own shit. I still have my own shit, and we go our separate ways. It's not that if I leave you, then now you're kind of on your ass. Now you're looking for me to still fucking pay your apartment for you, pay your this for you, pay your that for you, because you had your money to go do what you wanted to do. But now, like... maybe this didn't work out, and now you're still looking at me for a lifeline, and it's like...
Is that a control thing for men?
I would say so.
Would you say?
Probably. Wanting to be in control.
Wanting to be in control.
Wanting to make sure that you have the power at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like all men want to be in control. Whenever you're not in control, I feel like it...
But as a woman, do you want a man that's in control, or do you want to
be to assert his dominance?
Do you want to be in a relationship and you be in control? Has that ever worked out for you?
No, I don't feel like I've ever been in a relationship where I had complete control.
Right.
I don't think you ever will either.
And I don't. Yeah, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Is that something that you want?
No, not necessarily. But I still want my freedom.
Right.
So, like, I still want to be able to live my life how I want to.
Right.
I don't want a man. I've had conversations about this before, about not wanting solely a man to be like the 100% provider, just based off of what Eric said.
Right.
Where, okay, now we split up and I'm looking for you for a lifeline. So now what am I going to do? Now I'm sitting here like, okay, how am I going to pay for this, pay for that, when I haven't worked in ABC?
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I don't. I feel like control, yes, I want a man to be in control, but like to a certain extent.
And that's the thing. It's like guys and girls a guy wants a girl to be in control in certain aspects, and a girl wants a guy to be in control in certain aspects. And usually those aspects fall, like, for a guy, the woman wants him to be in control financially, usually, like kind of dictating how the relationship goes in a sense, and most times in the bedroom. Like, that's where the woman wants that shit to be, like, assert yourself, be you. Guy wants it, like, when I come home, make sure shit's tidied up, cleaned up, like, make sure you're keeping yourself looking good and shit, and,
preach,
attract attention in a sense, like, make me look good, and I'm gonna provide these extra things for you. So it's like every relationship, there's gonna be like give and take. Like, most times, like, after a certain age, there's no, like, everything's conditional. Like, we're friends because of this, or like, I'm helping you out because of that. Like, after a certain point, like, I feel like I'll say even at some point in high school, like, you start realizing that most relationships are conditionals because someone's doing something for me, I'm doing something for them, so that's why. So, like, in relationships, that's what we're looking for. Most guys are looking for someone that they could go to that is like, hey, like, you're gonna do X, A, B, and C. I'll do A, B, and C for you, and then, we come together. Now, what the question is like, since, like, all that traditional shit is kind of going out the window and stuff, and, like, it's not always necessarily the guy's gonna come home with the bread and do this and that, and the girl's not necessarily always gonna be the one that's chilling at home, this and that. Like, roles might be reversed now. Like, people are starting to figure out what I'm good at and what I bring to the table, and maximizing that, and then finding somebody that's gonna complement them in that aspect is and not just go so, like, traditional in the sense of, I'm man, I got money, I'm woman, I'm pretty, boom, we're good.
Right.
I also feel like you can take a modern day woman and not necessarily turn her into like a housewife or a traditional woman, but I feel like
as long as she's a good woman.
As
long as she's a good woman.
Yeah,
you ain't turning no hoe into a housewife.
Here we go.
Facts.
Like, I feel like a woman will she'll do that and submit to somebody.
She'll want to do it.
She wants to do it.
And that's a good point. Like, you don't, like, and I've had this, people have said this to me. It's like, people feel like I want to change them in a relationship or something. It's like, no, just kind of like come with something. Like when we'll work together to figure something out, but you got to come with something. It's not just like, because I don't come from that traditional, like my mom's side of the family is very strong women. You know, I grew up around women, and I see that like they've all been able to go out and do their own thing, get their own bag, do what the fuck they want, anything. So it's like the way that I see it, it's like, well, all right, go do that. I'll go do what I do. We'll come together and make something work.
Yeah, agreed.
But
Definitely agree.
Definitely.
I feel like that's just the best way to do shit. But, you know, there is like, we're kind of in that like,
It's a limbo.
kind of like getting out of that gray area of like where we were in that, all that transition of like breaking out of like defined roles and shit like that. And people really starting to like, you know, figure themselves out as an individual, as opposed to like someone that's just like, well, I'm a guy or I'm a girl. This is how I fit into society. And then, you know, just kind of figure shit out. People are starting to like just learn themselves and put themselves out how they want to put themselves out. So like that's why all this shit's going fucking crazy and like shit seems fucking weird now, because a lot of shit is just being put out there is okay for now until shit starts getting figured out.
I mean, with social media has changed things so much. Like, I feel like we're not only competing with other men, we're competing with social media now too, because of the energy and the what's the word I'm looking for? The attention that it gives women.
Validation, maybe?
And the validation that it gives them. You know what I mean? So, like, as a man, we're fighting against that, too. Not only do we have, if you have a pretty girl, the average guy on the side of the street is probably going to approach her maybe 1 or 2 times out of the day. Now you got social media that she posts that picture.
That shit's in her pocket.
It's in her pocket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know what them DMs is looking like.
Honestly.
It could just be attention that's not being answered.
Cheesing over.
Well, because it's true.
It is true.
Like social media opens like a whole other door of
does.
opportunities of men for women. But I also feel like it's the same for men when it comes to women. Like there's so many Instagram models and influencers and all of that
the temptation is everywhere now.
Yeah,
right
so
in your
if
pocket.
you have a girlfriend or a girl that you're talking to, but you're also on social media, and whoever you're following or whatever who they're following, if you're sending pictures back and forth of prettier women than her, that's when some insecurities in some women start, because it's like, okay, I don't look like that.
No one's prettier than my girl.
And that's what social media kind of forces. It kind of forces girls to kind of judge themselves. You know what I'm saying? People in general, men too. You kind of like, we have now on social media what the muse is supposed to be for, like the Kim Kardashian look, or
you're supposed to look like this, or your lips are supposed to look like that.
Exactly. So it's kind of like our generation of dating and like getting to know somebody is insane. Like it's something that
easy. It's fucking convenient, just like everything else. So like that's why people
is, but
are
there's so many other different
But
variables.
that's why people. I feel like that's why people are so like quick to get out of relationships and like kind of like quick to jump out, because now it's so easy to just go to somebody else and fucking.
I was gonna say I'll sound like the bad guy because there's so many fucking options out there.
There is because it's convenient.
That it makes it. Yeah,
I like he's trying to prefix this like it's an act.
Yeah, like no, I'm saying like you guys aren't clearly saying it. I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna have to be the one to say it, that there's so many, I mean, for women as well, there's so many guys out there. For guys, there's so many girls out there that it's like, if someone's coming, you know, like you feel like the energy's off, or you feel like you're not vibing with that person, it is quick to freaking, I have this girl, and this girl hitting me up. That why don't I just go to one of them? Or like the same with girls, they have so many dudes hitting them up on a daily.
I don't feel like it's the same, but I understand what you're trying to say. I feel like for a woman is always naturally going to get more.
Women is fucking 5 times worse than it is for guys. Because, like, be honest, like, your DMs are probably constantly fucking flooded with fucking bullshit. Whatever. Whether it's somebody just saying whatever, some random shit, or someone trying to shoot their shot. Like, I'm sure your DMs are fucking flooded.
That request tab is on fire, I'm sure.
That request tab is something else.
That request tab, you see some shit in there.
Like, like regular DMs are already something, but then you go to that request tab.
And that's just what it is. That's just and that's just how shit is. Like, if you're a young, pretty woman, if you're a good-looking woman at all, like, the attention is, like, so quick now.
Not only that, like, social media has provided that safety net. The guy that would never approach a girl on the side of the street will do it on Instagram, because
shoot my shot, might as well. Maybe
what's going to happen to me? Ain't much going to happen. You might block the page. That's it.
If you were to hit up a girl on Instagram, are you just going to, how many messages are you going to send before you're going to call it quits and say, okay, she's not interested?
Probably one in a reaction, and if I don't get nothing off the reaction next time, then that's it.
Okay.
But I'm not the guy that's. I don't think any of us.
I
are the
ain't
guys
pouring
that-
out my heart for a chick that's never answered me.
I find it so weird when men on Instagram will literally DM me like 30 times.
And then they'll get mad on the 25th
In a
DM.
row?
Like, I know you see this shit.
If I had
Goddamn
my
it.
Instagram right now, I would show you one in particular person who for years has followed me.
That's
and
crazy.
I'm
You
sure
gotta
he's-
respect the persistence.
It's like there's at least.
I think it gets
He don't
weird at a
give
certain
up. He's
point.
not giving up.
weird. It's so weird. I'm like, okay.
He's like chipping
I
away.
have
I'm
my
gonna get her one of these days. Damn it.
I feel like persistence and creepiness are two totally different things.
Yeah, I mean,
Slowly
Persistence-
but
it's a
surely.
fine line.
You have to
It's
get
a
a little.
fine line.
You have to get a little something though to be
Something
persistent.
back.
You have to
Yeah.
get something
Yeah.
back to be persistent.
Yeah.
Like,
But
okay, I
nothing-
might be
That's fucking wild,
chipping
bro.
away at this, but if you're getting a stone cold no reply or a no
Oh,
every time,
shit.
then
I give
Yeah,
you
then
the
you're
email
something
60
else.
Yeah, you're
times and
something
I
else.
never respond.
Yeah,
When
then you
does
should
the
probably
hint
take
come
the
through?
hint. But
Yeah.
hey, some people are just like,
Yeah,
Right.
unless there's
Won't
like
stop,
legit,
can't stop,
unless
won't
there's like
stop.
legit conversation, I would never be persistent with anybody.
right.
If
Right.
we've had conversation before, it's like, oh, okay, because timing might not match up, or if like say I was like wanting them or something, that's one thing.
Yeah.
but is
But-
this people like you've never met before? I feel like I would be like, I feel like hitting random people up on Instagram is weird though. Like,
It's been like different. So
like I've
had-
never shot my shot at somebody that I didn't know on Instagram.
Never.
Never.
No, I've had plenty of people
I
who've
just feel
never
like that's
seen me,
what's
never
About to,
met
say,
me.
about to say you what?
Shoot or shoot, baby.
Hey,
I've only
you gotta
hasn't
think
happened
about
much.
how-
Hasn't happened much.
the
but-
relationships that have been birthed just off like social media, just
Yeah.
kind of getting at somebody that you don't know. Maybe you
I
don't.
have done it.
Right.
I've done it.
But there's a way it goes. You kind of flirt through social media, like a
Yeah.
picture. You might comment here. you
See,
might
but
do
like
this.
that's different. If you're
That's
like reacting
different.
to shit and like periodically something
Right.
happens, I feel like that's
You're building
different from
on
that. Just
something.
like,
Yeah.
hey,
That's-
girl, you fine. Like,
Correct.
what's up? Like, let me get your number.
Yeah,
Like,
No.
out of nowhere. No.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never done that.
Well, that's a shooter that don't know how to
It
shoot.
was that. It
You gotta
was
set your offense
Yeah, it
up.
was the
The lead up. There's got to be
There
a
you
lead
go.
up.
There's got to be a lead.
Exactly. There's like social media flirting, like reacting to shit. Like,
Exactly.
I like that. I saw
She
that you
likes
like my
5
shit.
pictures.
I'm
You like 5
yeah,
pictures.
Right.
Y'all start DMing little shit.
Do you
That's
Send a
guys-
different
meme
than
here and
shooting your
there.
shot, though. Like,
That's you know
Directly.
That's what's fucked up about this
That's a
generation.
calculated shot, is what I'm talking about.
Do you guys think Instagram is a dating app?
It might as
Nah.
well be.
it's
I don't think
it's
it
a
is,
business
but
platform.
Nah.
Love.
But you
I
don't
mean,
think that
it's a
like,
connection
it's-
platform. There's so many different things you can do.
that's
It's just a
probably better.
connection
Yeah,
platform.
that's probably a better way.
Business,
That is a better way to
friendship,
put it.
music. I mean, that's
Anything.
business.
Anything.
Relationships,
Yeah.
anything.
Casual fucking.
But I was gonna
just
say-
cool friends. Like, hey, buddy, how you doing?
I feel like social media dating apps in general, like Tinder, Bumble, like all that shit has made shit so surface level. Like you just, on apps like that, you're meeting for a certain reason, majority of the time.
Fuck,
It's not.
do any of you watch Rick and Morty? They do an episode on that shit, and like Rick and Morty's a fucking. I know it's cartoons and shit, but that shit is deep. Like that has some deep ass fucking meanings in that shit.
But it's very rare that you get like in a deep
Besides
relationship with somebody off of like a social media dating app.
I've never been on a dating app.
No?
No. Have you guys?
yeah,
Me
Tinder,
neither.
Bumble,
Yeah,
You're lying.
the usuals, the usual suspects.
definitely. But I mean,
Usual
when you
suspects.
see something like that, like you kind of know what comes with the territory. It's not, you're not really expecting to get to.
them?
If you meet somebody off of Bumble or Tinder or some shit
Yeah,
like
you
that.
don't- there's
It
no
could,
way.
it could go there. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that it can't.
I
but,
feel like most people don't go in with the.
and I'm just trying to say
that
that it's
mindset.
made
Yeah.
things kind of like surface level. Like people don't
For
get
sure.
as deep because of things like that. They're
Well,
just,
because, I mean,
Well, I
that's
feel
back
like
to the point. Of,
also
like, shit
men and
being
women have
convenient
different
as fuck, so.
perceptions of
Yeah.
them too.
what happened?
Men and women have different perceptions of these apps. Like a
That's
man's
true.
perception
That's
is like
very
I'm
true.
swiping, I'm trying to fuck something.
Right.
A woman might be like, oh, I'm trying to meet somebody.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm
Right.
looking for friends. It's a guy's like, no,
Fuck
that's not
that.
happening here.
Which is
Right.
why I have never even gone on.
Yeah.
one of
Smart
those
move.
because
There's
I'm
really
not-
yeah.
Let me
I
ask
mean-
you. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like social media ruins women's values sometimes?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like it could ruin men's values too, just based off the fact that you're constantly comparing.
True.
Does that make
Flexing
sense?
for the gram.
Yeah, so like I feel like you kind of lower your
Right.
standards and everything.
But I'm
because-
speaking from the standpoint of like the girl that's constantly like posting an ass picture or posting her
Okay.
body or
Okay.
she's in the club like this and like the man
I see a
seeing
lot
it,
of club stories
outside
of the
in,
out.
Okay.
I
maybe
would
not
never-
take that girl seriously.
Oh, for sure.
Possibly.
But she
yeah.
could just be the girl that's going having fun and just having a drink or
Yeah,
two.
but she's having
turning up
fun
on the
every
gram and then going
fucking-
home.
Every week.
But
2 times a
Instagram is
week.
showing us something else.
something else. So like I worked downtown for
Right.
like a year.
Okay.
And I feel like
Thank you for that too.
what?
Because you hooked us up a lot.
Oh,
You
yeah.
fucking gave
She
us-
did hook us up. She did hook us up a couple times.
Working downtown, I feel like prior to, how do I explain this? Let's do after. Okay, so working downtown after I started posting, I feel like that opened a door to different type of men coming at me and trying to get my attention, but in a different type of way. Okay. So I feel like before, if I were to post something or be out in the club, I'd get attention, but it wasn't in a way of like, oh, I just want to fuck, or I'm gonna hit you up at midnight.
But once they seen that you were the girl working at the club,
once they seen I was working downtown and I'm posting,
their perception changed.
Outfits, yeah, their perception of me changed. So now that I'm a downtown girl,
right?
They think you're a hoe.
They think I'm a hoe. Okay, so I can approach her differently than I would have approached her before because now she works downtown. So that's gotta be what she wants
Perception is a hell of a thing.
So yeah, I definitely feel like it does devalue.
And we've talked about that before too, as far as like meeting a girl downtown as opposed to meeting a girl like, I don't know, just at a fucking restaurant bumping into them or in church or whatever the fuck.
That was the exact conversation we had.
You know what I'm talking about. Like, just meeting someone downtown already, like, you already think, all right, just fuck. Like, that's it. Like, how much do I need to say to fucking get you home? Like, and that's about it. Like, that's what, I mean, like, that's what most people are going downtown for. Most guys, I would say, just like going out, having a good time. Girls are different. They want to go out, dance, whatever.
I go downtown to the market. No hangover. If you don't follow it, follow it.
Continue your point.
Boom. But I don't just like just again the perception of going downtown and the alcohol and like just a lot of the fucking just this fucking shit that's in the air. Like, people are trying to fuck when they go downtown, and just once you, like you said, once you showed yourself like in that light, people were like, oh fuck, like let's see what's good. Like,
and then it does change. It definitely does change the value, like, especially when you're posting those things and showing your ass and dancing. It's like, okay, they're like, oh, that girl's like that. Like, okay, so I can holler at her this way versus if I post at church or at lunch with my family or my nephew. That's gonna be more like, oh, let me talk to her nicely.
Hi, beautiful. How are you doing on this fine Sunday?
You fine as fuck, girl. Like, let me take you out. What you doing? What you doing later night? What you doing after work? It's like, okay.
Going to sleep.
But to your credit, from what I have seen, like, I think when you are in a relationship, I don't see any of, like, those two worlds separate.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're taking somebody seriously. And I think when you're single and you're living your life, then that's one thing. But when you're taking somebody seriously and you're in a relationship, you kind of give that respect.
I do.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, at the end of the day,
which I feel like some people don't.
They don't separate the two.
Some people know the boundaries. Like, they get into a relationship and they still do all the things that they were doing when they were single.
Right.
And you're going to end up single again by doing that, because what's the point of being in a relationship if you can't have boundaries and you can't separate the two?
Right.
Setting yourself up for failure.
And that's the thing with, like, the age that we're in. Like, you got to kind of find a way to look past that and get to know the person to see if they're actually like that or if that's just how they are on social media. So, like, as a guy looking at it, you might have a perception of who somebody is, but that's not truly who they are. So.
I have to meet someone in person, face to face. Like, once I talk to someone face to face for a little bit, I'll get a better understanding of who I think they truly are.
Right.
Like, social media is an app. Like, it's not real life. We've talked about it plenty of times. Exactly. We've talked about it many times. Exactly. No one's posting a picture on their worst day.
Right.
It's their best day with a filter sometimes.
Definitely.
Like, it's their best possible way of looking.
Right.
They're not straight out of bed, sick as fuck. Like, don't skip work that day. Like, oh my god, I'm having a rough day. That's not happening.
Talking about their failures, they're only posting.
Correct. They're only posting their positives. So that's why, like, me and Jordan did an episode on it where it's the perception and people wanting that validation of, oh, look at me. Like, no, I'm not gonna give you that validation because unless because some of these people I know the real them. And you see them on funny. Yeah, you see them on social media acting sort of crazy, but you know the real them. So you're like, all right, like, calm down. So it's like that part of social media, like, with it, like, I have to meet somebody myself. Like, even like when Jordan was saying using or I think you said it, Instagram as like a dating app. You have to meet that person.
I said that.
Oh, you said it. Oh, okay.
I said
sorry. I knew someone fucking said it. I knew someone fucking said it. So you have to fucking meet that person to know, like, who they truly are. Like, them just talking or you just talking on an app.
Right.
You ain't going to get that true.
You're not really going to know who they are.
Yeah.
I mean, especially, like, anyone who's viewing the podcast who truly knows me, I can't text for shit. So unless I truly meet somebody, they're not going to know.
You see it says sent by Siri under his message.
They're going to think I'm fucking illiterate as fuck because I can't type for shit. I can't spell. But I could speak kind of nice. But
there you go.
it's like.
Well spoken.
Yeah, but that, I mean, like, kind of piggybacking off what you were saying, social media kind of creates that like keeping up with the Joneses type of thing. So you might have a lot of girls that are just doing something because it's a fad or because it's the trend or like because it's the popular thing, because it's a challenge.
Trying to keep up with everybody.
You got people breaking bones doing crate challenges out here.
That shit was kind of
just because it's viral.
That shit was funny.
It is funny and it's entertaining. But like if you like kind of like really look into it, like how something viral kind of like takes over the nation or globally.
And you know what's crazy that like when
doing.
the first viral shit started popping off, it would go like, you know, a month or so. Like shit was going viral for a few months. Now it's like a few days, like maybe a week if it's really funny. But then it starts getting old. Like the second week of the crate challenge, it was like,
we're hungry for
okay, like
what's
I've
the
seen
next
everybody
thing?
Bust their ass in all different types of ways. Like what's new? Like I'm done. Like
but it's also like what's the next thing? Because we've gotten it so much. Like there's always a new challenge or a new TikTok song or
shit,
like
but that's why like I'm not even
forever
like,
changing.
And but that's why I try to stay off of social media. Like the only reason I'm on social media now is like to look at funny shit and for the podcast, like when we post and shit like that.
Right.
But
To
like
look at funny shit, that's
I really like
straight memes all day.
I rarely post shit anymore.
Funny videos.
Like I
I've
feel like
never
I
been big on
need to.
that.
Like when I feel like I'm like fuck, like it's been like a year, I still haven't posted. And, like let me let people know I'm still alive and shit, and just kind of
I still haven't
post
posted
some here
about
and
it.
there. But like it's more like we send each other memes and shit, and that's pretty much it. Like I talked to a few
That shit
people
I
like
sent you,
on
pictures.
Facebook. I was say hi to family and shit like
Yeah.
that. But like besides that, it's like
I don't
I
know,
send
Facebook.
myself funny videos just to laugh
just to
at
save them,
to
right?
look
Yeah.
back
Later.
later. How
Like,
was
I deleted
Classic.
my Instagram,
Classic.
and that's where like I seen like a lot of funny memes, and so I'm like, well, let me go on TikTok. So then I started going on TikTok, and that's actually
TikTok?
really
I heard as fuck.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So I'll literally find a video that I like on TikTok, and I'll send it to myself just to like laugh at later, or I'll send them to Jacayla, which we send those all day.
TikTok.
Shout out to Jacayla.
Fucking
Shout out to
TikTok.
She
shows us
fucking
love,
taking
too, when we
over.
go out.
Yeah, she does.
She'll be on the
Yeah,
episode
she
or
just
on the podcast soon.
Well, we're excited to have
One of
her.
these days.
That's wild. My fuck everybody like on my dad's side of the family, TikTok, like addicted to that
They love
shit.
TikTok.
Always sending TikToks to each other.
is.
I'm just like I'm
It is
good. I'll
addicting,
pass on that
honestly.
shit.
You know why it's
You
so?
can spend
I
some
mean,
hours.
it's addicting like Instagram, but it's funny to see like how shit changes and the tricks that they use on social media. TikTok is as soon as you open it, it's a feed like of just popular videos.
Yeah.
Like on Instagram, you got to go to your popular page, you got to click on one video, and then you go through the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
TikTok is
Right there.
at face value. As soon
Right
as you
in your
wake up,
face.
it's right there. Everything that you love. So it's like the addiction on it is fucking insane.
I think TikTok, I honestly don't know just because I just started going on it, but I feel like based on like the people you follow and then things that you like, it
It
starts
creates-
showing you.
Yeah,
it
it's
creates
an algorithm
algorithms,
and that
yeah.
shit. Yeah.
So like all my videos that I watch are literally just things that
You
are
like one
funny.
thing, yeah. You like one thing,
Yeah.
a few things, and you start seeing like 5 different types of videos of
Yeah,
this shit,
uh-huh.
and then that
and then
rabbit.
you just keep going.
Yep.
Whereas I feel like on Instagram, like I had told him earlier, the reason I deleted it was because it was just negative. Like
It is a
I
lot of
didn't
negative
see
shit.
like you see funny things, you see challenges, but then you
Yeah.
see a lot of negative memes.
And
Like
you see the shade room.
yeah, so
it's
I'm
all
like,
negative
I
shit.
don't, I
And
don't-
Justin.
Justin the boy, like the main one of like
The toxic shit.
the toxic.
That's what
shit.
they're driving. That's what people are latching
Yeah.
onto right now.
And
Like,
it's
toxic
not-
is the new
I
norm.
get
Isn't
sent that
crazy?
shit
And
almost
that's
on a daily.
It is bad.
I follow him
very
personally, but I mean, I get sent one of his fucking things every day.
Yeah,
And I'm like, man.
we all do. A
Fuck
girl
with
who
this shit.
a girl who
Huh?
made
toxic.
Not 'cause
girls who
me,
made me
but-
follow the page.
I mean,
We're
maybe.
getting down to the nitty gritty now.
Honestly, you got. It's like when you take a
Asking the
look.
real
Hey, you
question.
take a step back. You're like, wait a second.
Yeah, that social media shit is
Hold the
is
fucking
toxic.
off.
Super toxic, and people get addicted to that attention. Like, do you know who Brittany Renner is?
Reiner.
Yeah,
Is it
this
Reiner or is it
fucking
Renner?
Stepdaddy season,
Renner?
that shit.
I feel like
I guess
I've
you
heard of
were-
her.
No.
If
She,
you
made
see
it,
her-
she
if
had
you
a
see
book.
her,
She
you'll know.
got a fat ass.
I feel like
She
I
does
did,
have a fat
before I
ass.
deleted my Instagram, I was
Uh-huh.
seeing her a lot because
Right.
she was married to like a basketball player or something like that.
She had a
Been married
baby
to
by
a
the
few.
basketball player.
She's been married
so
to
I
a
don't
few.
know who she is personally.
So she was a-
but I've heard
She's
of,
she's
like,
only been married
she
once.
was a girl on Instagram that got very popular because of her looks and some of her personality because she's kind of crazy.
Well, she's out there. She
And
like.
she was in the industry. She had been with a lot of guys, and she kind of wrote like a tell-all book about it. And then there was this freshman named PJ Tucker that played at Kentucky, and like she kind of like baited the guy, like started going to his games.
Washington.
PJ Tucker. I'm sorry.
PJ Washington.
Tucker. He's a god. PJ Washington.
He's the normal man.
I was about to say, I wanted to say God, but
Normal man, a lot of shoes.
not
We
even
have-
in his own sport.
we have different views on things, but we'll get into that later.
You think
Still a
PJ
normal-
Tucker's a god?
Huh?
A god?
I think the black man is a god. That's a different belief, though. We can get into that later.
Shit.
Still wrong, but okay.
All right, we can
No, there's only one God.
All right, PJ Tucker, goddammit. PJ Washington, goddammit. PJ Washington.
There's your God right
Just
there.
say, damn it.
PJ Washington.
Don't bring God into it.
PJ
Damn.
Washington played at Kentucky. Brittany Renner kind of like started going to his games, developed a relationship with him, ended up having a baby with him, and then left him.
Damn, it was like that. I didn't know she was babying him from Kentucky.
Baiting him.
But she was grooming his ass.
In a sense, she'd been going to his games since he was a freshman, and they had that kind of. She's older than him and whatnot. Yeah.
Damn.
Had a baby
I didn't know
with
it was
him.
that deep.
Left him, and now he's like trapped into a situation where he has to pay her.
And she's
forever.
kind of bragging about it.
And she's kind of like on social media bragging about it, like, haha, I got you, nigga, type of thing.
Damn, I didn't know it was like that. I didn't know it was that deep.
Okay,
And
use the rest of your contract.
The social
Merker.
media thing is kind of like
Merc.
created some of that because it created her popularity, and it's like
Yep,
she's literally in her car, like talking to herself, like doing these crazy like reenactments of things, and like
Oh, yeah, she is crazy.
you got to kind of be paying attention to it to
But,
see
like,
what's
who
going
is
on.
she,
But
though?
that's her claim to fame.
So she was a nobody.
She's a
She was just fucking a lot of
Instagram
dudes.
personality that became popular.
She's a famous dick sucker, is what she is.
in a sense,
With a fat
and
ass.
became famous. Wow.
For sucking dick and having a fat ass.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
she was an industry chick,
Turn
like
out.
a lot of these girls are that come up
Yeah,
off
but-
Instagram.
Just to say the flip side of it,
And there's a lot of girls that are supporting her
there's fucking
views.
yeah,
There's a lot
but
of-
for the flip side of it though, I mean, you
Like,
have to
fuck
think
these
like
niggas, we getting them back.
the dudes in the industry do a lot of fucking toxic fuck nigga shit. So
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
So you
Exactly.
know it's a double sided coin. Like you have to have a monster to create a monster.
Okay,
And
but what
the
if
two
it's-
monsters come up and now it's
But what if the monster is premeditated? Is that because it seems like her monster is
you
premeditated?
don't think
A
dudes
lot
do
of
shit
men- I was gonna say,
premeditated?
What men are the? Oh.
What do you tell your boy Future? That's a fucking
Yeah, he's a toxic guy.
That's toxic king right there. Like
Another guy, Jacob.
Oh my goodness. Stop it. Just stop it.
I feel like there's a double standard. So I feel like when
No doubt.
a woman like that does some crazy shit,
Right.
it's like almost.
Well, I mean, she's been hurt clearly a bunch of times.
Yeah.
oh,
Bunch of dudes probably did her wrong, but still, that.
There's no like Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannis had
Like,
a
come
lot
on
of
now.
babies.
Lately, he's been.
I didn't even know that. Like that was just like some random
Lately
shit
is
one day.
wild.
That
He
just
does
came
have a
out,
lot
like,
of kids,
Lots
yes.
of babies.
But like
In the
back
last
to
6
back,
months, he's had like 4.
Exactly. Nobody says any crazy shit about that or like degrading him, but then a woman would do that.
NBA
while
YoungBoy
she
just
gets
had his
degraded.
8th child at 21 years old. That shit is
I see
mind
that.
blowing. Like
That's insane.
They just, they
It's just
so happen to be
double
potent.
standards.
That's and the girls ain't messing with
This
her
man don't know how to
fertile.
pull out for nothing.
No, not at all.
Nothing.
That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's people that are ready for
He's
that.
like,
I'm
yeah,
not ready for
man.
that.
well, man, I'm just saying, like, if a fucked up situation happened, I'm gonna say it's fucked up, whether it's a guy or a girl that did it. Like, if a guy did some shady shit, like I've done some shady shit, and it was fucked up. Girls have done shady shit to me, and it was fucked up.
Yeah.
It's fucked up regardless. It's just if you're a guy, obviously you're gonna take side and take bias with the guy. If you're a girl, you're gonna take side and take bias with a girl, whether they're doing fucked up shit or not. Like that's just like fucking psychological shit because you feel like you got to stand up for what your side or whatever the fuck. But it's like if you're doing wrong, you're doing wrong. It don't matter if you're a guy or a girl. If you're cheating, you're cheating. If you're doing toxic shit, premeditated shit,
Right.
Wrong is wrong.
it's wrong.
Definitely.
But then that plays into like, people are just gonna have biases and fucking just agree with what they want to agree with, whether it's, literally like it's funny because there'll be times where it's like you're having conversations with somebody, say you have a conversation with a guy friend and they're talking about how some bullshit with, I don't know, whatever relationship going on. You're like, yeah, man, like that fucking sucks. And you hear the same thing from a chick and you'll kind of be like, oh, well, but like, what about this? And like, you kind of like try to justify it a little bit more because like the girl's kind of talking down on all guys fucking suck and this, but like, well, think about this real quick. And you're a little bit quicker to defend that shit than if you're talking to one of your boys and he's bashing a chick real quick. You'd be like, yeah, she's a bitch. Like real quick.
Right.
The same thing
Because
with
you can
girls.
relate to
Girls
him more
will
than you can
fucking
relate to a girl.
girls will be the first one to fucking back their girls up, even if they're doing some fucked
'Cause
up
they
shit.
can
But they'll
relate.
have that talk behind closed doors. But if it's a guy and a girl talking to each other, and the guy's bashing the girl, she'll be like, but did he think about this, or did he do this, or blah blah blah, and you're just quick to defend what side you're on.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
But it's still fucking back to wrong is wrong. So
Yeah.
It's still.
I digress.
I digress.
Right. I think, we can be a little bit more surface level than women can be.
no doubt.
Like we could just be upset and mad about something, but women will give you like the reasoning of what led up to you getting upset this way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
we'll see one action and be like, why the fuck did you do that?
Women.
And then you guys will be like, well, you didn't pay attention to this, that, and the third, and this is the result of that. Right?
True.
It's a little deeper with y'all. Y'all overthink.
We don't
things.
see that deeply.
Yeah.
You know, kind of relationships that like you fuck up. Like I'm sure the guy had plenty of chances. The woman was showing him plenty signs that you need to improve in this area, and he just wasn't seeing it because it's not on a surface level. We just don't see behind that surface sometimes. And then when the repercussion happens, that's when we kind of want to be like, all right, well, shit, let me fix it. And then y'all be like, well, it's too late now.
Well, yeah, because I feel like
we were just
what
mentioning
makes
that last
you
week.
not see the signs?
Huh?
Like, what makes you guys not see the signs? Like,
We
why?
can't read. I'm legally blind. This is a lot of things. I don't know.
I feel like it's just being scared, essentially.
Of what?
Kind of
Sometimes
like just
certain signs,
Sometimes
though.
it's a
of that
maturity and
commitment.
experience.
It
thing,
is.
too.
Yeah, but
that is the one too.
I feel like when you're immature, you just kind of like when you come up to something that you're not aware of, you don't know about, and you're immature about it, you tend to kind of run and hide. As opposed to if you are a more mature adult, guy or girl, you're gonna, all right, like what's going on right now? Like, why am I feeling like this? Give me a break. Like, communicate it to the person that you're talking to, and then kind of.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And
It's the hardest thing.
Communication
but
is the
sometimes you might
ultimate
need
key.
like 2-3 days to really like think something over, and like you might be a little distant for a couple of days, and you might feel like you're hurting your significant other or something like that, but then like come back. All right, like I've kind of like
Digested what you
gathered
said.
my
Yeah.
fucking feelings. I know how I'm feeling right now. Blah de blah. Text it out. Meet up. Talk about it. Whatever. But like. Again, going back to how things are so convenient nowadays, like when you come up to those signs and a girl's giving you signs, you're just kind of like, I don't know. It's just easy to fucking dip out, run away from those feelings, and again just go somewhere else and start fresh again and
it all
kind of like
depends on those
repeat the
signs,
same
though.
fucking
That
shit.
is so
The real shit.
toxic.
It's real shit though. Like it's real shit.
I mean, it's real life though that sometimes we don't see those signs. Like y'all think you're fucking laying it out clear as
We don't see
day,
it.
Yeah.
and it's like it's not clear as day. I do not know what you're trying.
Sometimes.
Like it.
Especially if you communicate. Women that know how to communicate, I
Yes.
feel like the thing with communication is if the person doesn't, women don't know how to communicate?
Go ahead. I want to hear you explain it. Go ahead.
I feel like you can only communicate as far as the person is able to comprehend.
This is true.
Facts.
So if I'm communicating, telling you, laying it out, giving you
Yeah.
the signs, if you're not comprehending what I'm trying to say, and
Yeah,
you don't
you're not gonna understand it,
then you're
correct.
never going to get anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Never going to get anywhere.
1,000%.
That's
Facts.
true.
And that could be wrong on both or either party. It could be wrong on the man for not understanding, or just the women for not explaining it well enough.
Oh, of course.
But
Women don't explain it well.
who knows? But I'm just saying. I mean, sometimes I guess it all depends on each situation. But sometimes people truly do not do not see those signs.
Yeah.
I feel like there's very
Like
few and far
sometimes-
between though.
I mean, sometimes
I
the
feel like
signs
that-
are
I
very
feel like
vague.
at this age, we all know what the fuck is going on.
For the
You
most
don't know
part.
But we have to
really.
know better though. But I feel like women are just
For the most
communicating
part.
with you having a notion of you should know better not to do that.
But there's
Go
also
ahead and
signs
go
that are
out.
very
You
vague.
can go out. That's fine. But you have to know not to go out, right?
What do you mean?
Like they
Like
communicate with
if
you
you're
in a
talking
certain-
to a girl and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go out with the boys, and she's like, oh, go have fun.
you have to study body
you know,
language. You have to
know better than to really go out with
Right.
the boys.
No,
That's
I
dumb
don't.
t- that's dumb.
I don't
Yes,
know
you
better.
do.
No, I don't.
Well, yes,
no,
you do.
That's what I'm saying.
And maybe that's my fault.
That's
but
what I'm
like,
trying to
if I'm
say.
but I'm saying like,
and then we
'cause-
go out and we
but
get our
that's-
ass
but
popped.
that's
we
my
get
point.
told. We get
But
told
this
to go
is my-
out.
But
and
listen
we're
to
like,
what I was
okay,
saying.
go
Like,
out.
it's both sides. Both sides got to fucking be like, again, to like the beginning of it. Like,
But it's ego.
when
too.
two people, of course, but you got to be able to check it. If you really are trying to be in a relationship with
Check
somebody
yourself
and
before
you're
you wreck
really
yourself.
trying to be with somebody and grow with somebody, you have to check yourself, and you have to understand that, like, again, like, this is why, like, I feel like I lean more on the modern side, because like you come with your own shit, with your own life, your own friends, your own money. I understand that. But also I come with my own friends, my own life, my own money, my own time. We are choosing to spend time with each other, grow with each other,
Time is
develop
precious.
each other, all that shit. Like, to me, time is my most valuable asset.
Right.
So if I'm giving you my time and whatever, whether it's once a day or once a week, fucking
But what's-
a couple
what's-
few hours here and there when I can, like, but we have to grow together. Now, like,
What's that have to do with communication? Don't read between the lines. That's what I'm asking.
communicate clearly with each other. If you're saying, hey,
But
I'm
to
gonna
her,
go,
that's cute. That's clear.
but then that's
communication.
toxic on her part too.
Okay.
But then as a man, if you see
But
that, then
that's
it's
a woman,
like
bro.
back away from the
And
situation.
I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying women.
Yeah, but if
That's
you
a
see
normal
that
thing.
as a man, though, if you see that as a woman, if you see that, if you're grown and you see that somebody is like giving you the fucking runaround, don't play into it and be petty. Fucking
Okay, so
get out of the situation. And if they really want to be with you, then they will make the effort to be with you.
Correct.
If not, then
Agree with
So
that.
Taking it back to Jacob's thing, where or both of you, everybody,
Right,
you
right.
say,
I'm gonna go out with the boys.
I'm gonna go out with the boys. So
Mm-hmm.
if my man comes to me and he's like, I'm gonna go out with the boys tonight, and I'm like, okay, go have fun. In
If you
y'all's
say go
mind-
have fun, that's automatically I can't go.
But my thing is, my question with that
like
is,
reverse
why
psychology.
can't you go out with the boys and just go out with the boys?
No, we're asking
Why
you
does
that.
it have to be
Why does it have to be pushback when we come back home and now it turns into a conversation?
of what the fuck did you do tonight?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, let's be
That's what
real
I'm
though.
saying.
Let's be
no,
real
wait,
though.
like,
The biggest-
wait.
the
If you're gonna let me
thing-
fly
Trust-
free,
if there's trust issues in the relationship,
Correct.
then
That's
that question.
But you
that's
can't-
all it comes
you
down
got-
to.
yeah.
It's trusting
It's
somebody.
yeah.
If you're
If I
truly wanting to be with
trust you,
somebody,
I will have that conversation.
He
with
said,
you.
"You gotta let me fly free."
George fucking.
He's like, "You're gonna let me out? Like that's a fucking
But if I
hall
trust
I
pass."
don't want to go out on a leash.
if I trust you, if you go out with what and I trust you,
shit.
then when you get back home,
Don't
I'm
cut
not
my
gonna
wings,
ask you
baby.
anything,
Right.
because I trust you.
Uh-huh.
But if I don't trust you, then yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna ask questions. And 9 times out of 10,
Uh-huh.
I'm right.
Yeah, if a woman is,
Women's
if a woman
intuition
is,
is
yeah, if a
everything.
woman's asking questions, you probably did some fucked up shit. But it's all comes down to in a relationship trust. That's the biggest factor.
But
in a
that's on
relationship.
both sides. Trust
It
comes
is.
from both sides.
It
So
is.
that's what
Trust
I'm trying
is-
to get
Trust
across.
is earned,
Like,
not given.
if you're telling me I can go out with the boys,
Uh-huh.
bet I'm gonna go out with the boys. We're gonna go fucking. In my case, we'll probably go drink, go eat, go smoke, chill. That's it.
But how many
Right.
girls have you been with that you have shown them that they can trust you, but they still have that insecurity from
Not
their
too many.
past? No.
No, the girls that have shown that can trust me know that they can trust me. The girls that I've shown that they can't trust me don't trust me. Like it's been that simple. Like
Right.
I know when I'm being a fuckboy and when I'm giving a girl the runaround, and I know
Right.
that shit. And
Yeah.
when they start acting fucking shady, I still might get a little butthurt about it.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I know that I am being a douche. Like I know that I'm being a fuckboy.
Yeah.
I know that I'm giving the runaround. I
Girls
know
I've
I'm not
talked
being
to-
honest.
Right.
Girls I've talked to will straight up call me on my bullshit.
Yeah.
They,
Like,
they
it's
know.
that simple.
They know if I'm not being who I like, full on say I'm trying to be. They know this well before I even know this.
It's not hard. The thing
Like,
is that
sometimes in my head I
people
feel
will
like, oh,
fucking
I can
lie
do
to
this,
themselves
but-
and fucking if you really like somebody, you will lie to
Yeah.
yourself and be like, you know what, maybe this is just a fucking phase, or maybe they're just going through something or some shit like that. When in reality, you know, this nigga's fucking stepping out on me, or this bitch is hoeing out, and I know it,
Right.
but I just gotta fucking, I like it, I want to
we
make this
know.
work, and that's it. But like,
Love is
Not trying to
blinding
change
sometimes.
exactly. But a
Love
person
is
will change
blinding.
for you. You cannot change a person.
You
Yeah.
can't.
A person will
1000%.
want to do the things that they want, that you want them to do for you.
Yeah.
They won't
Because
do
they
it
want to
be-
do it.
Because
Exactly.
not because of anything else. It's really gonna be just
And
because
when
they
you
want
see
to.
that, when you actually see that
It's
shit, it
it's
is
the
a
most
fucking
fucked up.
beautiful thing.
It's the most beautiful and most fucked up thing I've ever seen.
It
in my
is
life.
because you're like, fuck, like I love this, but like, why for me? Like,
Love it on both sides.
it
Love it on
raises
both
other
sides.
insecurities when you're like going through that transition of like,
You start feeling
Re-
like you're not good enough in a sense for it?
kind of like, it's like,
Never in
damn,
my
like
life.
you're really doing all this shit for me, like. And you kind of start thinking about like all the fuck shit that you've done and like all the shit that's kind of like happened, not even with that person like specifically, just kind of in general. Like it's like, damn, like I really fuck with this person. Like
Right.
they're really showing me that they fuck with me, that they're willing to do these things for me. And it's like, oh man, like sometimes it's a lot to take in sometimes, because like if you think about it, how you value your own time and how you want somebody to respect your time is the
Right.
same way that somebody wants you to respect their time.
Right.
So like if they feel like you're doing some fucking shady shit, stepping out, doing this, they're gonna give you the same treatment that you would give them. Maybe it's they like show it in a different way, maybe they project it in a different way, but it's still the same. I'm gonna give you a runaround because I don't trust you. You're gonna have to start reading between lines because I don't fucking trust you. You're gonna have to start jumping around all these hurdles and hula hoops because I don't trust you.
Hula
For
hoops.
you to show me that I can trust you. Like,
Right.
did I
It's
say
just
that
a
wrong?
recipe for
Oh, you just said
disaster.
hula hoops, so I said it.
But like, I mean, that's really what it is. Like, guy or girl, like people have trust issues. Like, I have fucked over a ton of girls. I've been fucked over by a ton of girls. Like, it's
you're
not
an
a fucking.
you're an asshole.
It's
Not
a
a-
date.
not a
It's a
ton.
dating thing. It's a
A good
fucking.
amount.
It's a.
Enough to know.
Because he's an asshole.
Enough to know.
I mean, I fucking. It's true. Like, it's, you know, it is what it is. Like, that. I mean, it happened. Does that make me the person that I am right now?
It doesn't make or break
Partly,
you.
but like,
Partly, yeah.
it's helped me grow from it.
Correct.
It's not like
I
I'm
was
still
about
doing.
to say.
Do I feel bad? For what?
Like any of the like terrible things that you
Any of those terrible
Terrible
No.
do
things.
you feel bad?
I'll say no because karma's a real thing.
Um,
Have you not got yours back?
yeah, I have.
I've
I
got
don't
mine
feel
back.
bad. I might have like.
Have you got yours back?
Yeah, I feel like I don't.
No.
You've never
before?
done anything
You've
bad.
never done anything wrong in a relationship?
You've never let somebody on, giving someone a run around, fucking
Yeah, maybe.
use somebody. We all have.
But I'm
That's
not,
part of your karma.
But I feel like
Go ahead.
But I feel like I don't ever let it go on to
Oh,
the
no.
extent that men do. So like, for example, let's
Okay.
just talk about a recent situation
All right.
Let's
All
do
right.
it. Let's
where
do
I
it.
was talking to a guy and I wasn't really like feeling it all the way to where like I wanted to be in a relationship with him, but I liked him enough to hang out with him.
Okay.
But so after a while, I was realizing, okay, but he really wants to be in a relationship with me,
Okay.
but I don't want to be in a relationship with him.
Did you
Okay.
say that?
So I said that from the beginning, but then I think my actions going forward, like hanging out with him, talking to him more, led him to believe that I actually wanted something more. So when I realized that, instead of continuing it for my own selfish reasons, because I was enjoying it, I told him, like, I was honest. I don't want a relationship. I don't want to lead you on. I don't want to do this. So it's not fair to you. So I feel like we should stop talking. And I feel like I've done that previously in other situations.
But have you done that every
That's
time?
what I was going to say. I mean, you're showing
you done
growth
it every
there,
time?
100%. But have you done it every time?
Yeah, I feel like I don't. I feel like I have.
Hey,
You've never let anybody on?
but wait.
I don't think so. I feel like if I did lead them on and I do recognize it, I do tell them, like, I'm honest and I apologize because I don't like to be the bad guy. I don't like to be the mean person in people's story when it comes to hurting people's feelings like that because I've had my feelings hurt.
Right.
So I've never ghosted anybody and was just like,
Have you ever been hurt and then have hurt feelings along the way? 'Cause
what
you're
do you
hurt?
mean?
So have you ever been in a state of being hurt or damaged and
No, I think I just did that. I think the situation that I just was in, I feel
She
like
was
It was a
coming. She was
rebound.
coming
It was a
off.
rebound.
Yeah, she was coming off of being hurt, so she didn't want to hurt this guy even more.
But I think I
so
already did hurt his
She kind of cut it.
feelings. Yeah, like I feel like by even just, I feel like I don't think he believed me in the beginning when I said I didn't want to be in a relationship.
That's what I was gonna say though. That
But in the
it's
process-
kind of on both people because have you ever been in a relationship where someone told you from the jump like, oh, it's never gonna be something crazy, but you kind of like them so much that you're like,
yeah,
fuck
but
it.
I'm a man.
Yeah,
You
you
know what
don't
an ego would
change.
tell
That's
me?
what I'm trying to say.
I can change your mind.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And
So
that's
I
what
think
this guy probably thought too.
Yeah,
That's what you thought.
100%.
That's what I've thought. Because we've all
Yeah,
been in this
you're
situation.
gonna unintentionally hurt people regardless.
And
in
hurt
any
yourself.
relationship,
Yeah,
there's
so
more
in that
times than
situation,
Sometimes you hurt yourself,
unintentionally
honestly.
hurt
yeah,
his
because more
feelings,
times
I
than
feel like.
not, somebody's gonna catch feelings.
Definitely.
Especially like between a guy and a girl in that type of relationship, like. At some point, someone's gonna get curious. Someone's gonna catch feelings. Someone's gonna be like, "Well, like we get along so well together."
When it's
Like,
physical,
and I feel like,
what
if
if we
it
could
goes
take-
from a talking point to a physical point,
somebody's gonna get their
feelings
feelings
are,
hurt.
Oh, yeah,
are being
no
But I
doubt.
feel
No
I
doubt.
feel like
feelings
along
get
that
caught along that
either
physical
that or
point.
it's just really bad, and then you're
Along
like,
that-
we just really are friends.
along that process of rehabilitating from being hurt, you kind of hurt people in that process. 'Cause you're
Hurt
tr-
people hurt people.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
All the
across
quotes
all of
today,
our
all the
journeys,
cliches and shit.
I'm sure that we've all done that.
I'm
You know what I'm
sure,
saying?
yeah.
We've
Like-
used somebody
Cheers
in
to
some
you.
type of capacity to bring ourselves back to a neutral state.
Yeah, going back to what you and I talked about earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm trying to say. So
So yeah, but I don't feel like in that situation that the other person's getting hurt.
right, but you don't know that
Well, but
because we're not taking into account that person's feelings.
that's true.
They don't play an important enough piece for us to worry about that, right?
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say. So along the process, it could happen.
It could happen.
Yeah.
You definitely could.
We're all fucking guilty.
We're
We're
all
all
guilty.
fucking
Yeah.
guilty. No one's
100%.
innocent here.
No,
Not at all. Not at all.
no.
That's why we come together to speak
That's
our
what
No
I'm
truth.
saying.
hangover, no
To
hangover
speak our
I
truth.
got
podcast.
shit, but I'll cheers to that.
No,
Fuck.
cheers to that.
That's what I'm saying
I'll
though.
take my
Like
final
I feel like
sip of
the
that
easiest way to fucking deal with that shit is
I'm
just to like
innocent.
admit your shit. Like know that you fucked up and like I
My
don't know.
biggest
Like,
pet peeve is a man who can't be honest with himself.
boom.
So like
It's
you guys being able to admit that you've along the way you've hurt people and
No doubt.
all
Fuck
these
up,
things.
Shit.
fuck up some life.
I
Right.
love people who can admit they're wrong.
I just feel like self-awareness is like something that lacks a lot nowadays, and it's like
Right.
it's not a hard thing. Like you live with yourself your whole life. Like there's not a day that you have not been with yourself. So it's like why
Honestly, I
not?
can't
Like,
leave
like
this
if you can't
motherfucker
be
for a
honest
day.
with yourself, like
Yeah.
how are you gonna go up to somebody, your boss, your friend, your mom, whoever the fuck, and be honest with them? Like if
Yeah.
you can lie to yourself, how easy is it to lie to
someone
everybody else?
But
Like
you have to sit down and have those real like
fucking
conversations
face to
with
face,
real
talk to
moments.
yourself in the
Yeah.
mirror. It's like
Literally.
literally look
Listen,
yourself
bitch.
in the mirror and be like,
Talking to you
do
here.
I like the person that I see? Real shit though. Real
and if
shit.
you don't, then you gotta really do the.
I have a lot of
the
mirrors.
work to-
Me and this guy talk a lot. We're like, oh shit, hey.
You've seen yourself at your best and at your worst, like
Yeah,
real
for
shit.
real.
Like That is what it is. Like, and you might as well just fucking be honest. Fuck, it is what it is.
Do you feel like some people can be too honest?
No, there's no such thing.
There's no such thing, but yeah, honesty hurts.
No, I mean,
there's no such thing as too honest.
Like, okay, so say like you're going into a relationship, not a relationship, but you're dating someone.
mm-hmm.
Can you be too honest about like who you are?
It
No?
depends
You're
on
gonna
the time
find out
period.
eventually.
It depends on the time period. I
it
feel
could-
like you can deliver it a certain way.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
I feel the same way.
I feel like you
The
can be
delivery
honesty
is-
over a certain amount of time and deliver
timing
it
is everything.
in a manner where
Okay.
it could be digested correctly.
Yeah, you don't want to be too overbearing or too like. You don't want to give your
Just
whole fucking life story
on a first date.
On a first date.
Same thing.
But you know, you have to be honest with the person, especially
Right.
if you care for them or you like them at all.
Mm-hmm.
You have to tell them what's up. Like you are basically, this is me. You got to accept me for me. If you like me, this is what you're getting.
Because everything comes full circle, right?
Yeah.
Everything will come to
Because
light.
if you
Everything's gonna
don't,
come out
'cause for
eventually.
example,
Yeah.
if you don't explain that
Mm-hmm.
and say you do get into a relationship with this person, and then the true colors, like Eric loves to say, eventually you're gonna show your ass. So eventually the true colors are gonna come out, and if that person isn't who they said they were, or you find out, oh, that's not what it was,
I could put the whole
it's gonna
relationship in jeopardy.
it'll put a bitter taste in your mouth that you wasted this much time on something that
They
they
weren't
weren't,
that
you
person.
weren't being honest to them, or they weren't being honest to you.
100%.
And we all might be, in the wrong for that, because there's certain
I've
points
been
where,
in the wrong before.
yeah, I've been in the wrong where like I didn't even notice till like, for example, till now or like till after the fact that I feel like I'm a very honest person, and yeah, I was very honest, but there's some things that I might have not admitted to, or even me being honest, I was like, nah, I still didn't fuck that up that bad. But like in reality, I did fuck it up that bad, and it was on me. But it's like, can't go back. So
I feel like you're playful about, like you're telling the truth, but you're trying to do it in like a light,
that's
playful
where
manner.
it's fucked
Lighten up the mood
Yeah.
a little bit, lighten it
Yeah.
up, fluff
Well,
it up.
Well,
It's
that's
Jacob.
that's just
It's
me.
Jacob in
yeah.
general.
I don't have like
Right.
that's the reason me and my dad are so different. This man is serious all the time, and I walk up to him like, yeah, like that's why he can't yell at me. Like
I
no
feel
one,
like-
no one can get mad at me, or even if they do get mad at me, I look at him as a
I've
joke. I'm
definitely
like,
been mad at you.
everyone's been mad at me, but I look
But
at
it
y'all
doesn't
like,
last for long.
yeah, even if you're mad at me though, I look at you as like, oh, you're really mad at me.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Get over it.
Like, come
Get
on.
over it.
Like, get over yourself.
I feel like I've had lots of conversations, like serious conversations with Jacob, and even in those serious conversations, he's joking around.
Yeah,
And
like
he's
I
being-
try to find the joy in everything that
Find
like bring a
humor
little
and
light,
shit.
bring a little light to the situation, because even shitty situations is like we're still gonna be alive tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm the same way though. Like I find a lot of humor in a lot
Yeah,
of
you-
shit, and that's why like me and you
It
kind
makes
of
it better.
yeah, we can bounce a lot of shit off of each other because
Yeah.
like we'll
Or
fuck with
especially real shit.
with each other, but
Yeah.
like when it's time
Yeah,
to
but when
fucking
a person is being serious with you, it's
yeah.
not, it's
Now
not the
you
most
and I-
entertaining.
well,
now you and I, we're
well,
not
Eric,
serious.
no, you can't be too serious with Eric and him be that jokey. But like me,
If
for instance,
Eric is serious, you can't be too joking.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what
when
you're
it's time to be serious, it's time to be serious.
there's never a time
In
to
your
be
mind.
serious.
But
Yeah, I was gonna say in your mind, because
In my mind, there's never a time to be that
well,
serious.
there's some
saying.
points
You
you,
live-
got to be serious at
No,
some point.
you don't. You only,
Sure you do.
You live one fucking life. You
That's
don't
what we're
gotta
trying
be
to
serious.
say. That's what we're trying to say.
I'm not like that.
At the
There's-
times where he should be serious, he's not always the most serious. That's just his
Yeah,
delivery.
no, but
It don't matter because
Someone might say
it's one
something
life.
that
You
makes
get
them
one
turn
fucking life.
serious.
Why are you gonna be that serious? Why so serious, man?
Like some
But at
matters
some
That's
point,
just-
you got to be
Keep like-
serious. At some point, even if it's for a minute,
You have to be real.
Even if for
You gotta
but
be
that's
real.
it. Real and serious are kind of like one and the same. Like
Nah.
when it's
Not
time
at
to
all.
be real, it's not always time to
It's
fucking
the
laugh
delivery.
and giggle and
It's-
bullshit.
I'm not laughing and giggling, but I'm not taking his shit as drastic as some people take it. Like some people are like, "Oh, it's life or death." It's like it's not that fucking serious.
What if it is life or death?
And that'll upset somebody. That'll upset somebody.
saying.
That you're not
It's
taking.
rare.
It's his
It's
life.
very
There is-
rare.
It's
It's life
not
or death.
rare.
though.
You're not taking them
It's
seriously.
very
in the
rare.
moment.
It's life or death, though.
In their mind, it might be
It
that,
could be that
and that's some, in
serious.
some type
Even in
of
that
capacity.
situation, I haven't taken it that serious.
But
You talking about me and you?
Yeah, I guess he was.
That's different.
man,
Yeah, I should have taken that more serious, I guess.
shit.
Yeah,
That's
All I'm
different.
saying is
There's a
that
time and a
there's
place.
exactly there's a time and place for things. Like when
Whatever.
it's time
I guess
to
I'm
fucking
still.
talk about something.
I
and
still have
fucking-
room to grow, guys. I'm sorry.
We know.
I'm not. I'll be 26 in 10 days.
There you go. You
God,
still
give me
got a
some
lot of
time,
life to
give me some
live.
time.
Early birthday.
That's crazy. Getting old on me, champ. We all getting old.
Well, it'll be
It's
less than
crazy.
10 days by the time this is posted, so y'all better keep your
Damn.
eye out for it.
Definitely.
But
Birthday's coming up quick.
honesty, it's key.
Who's the
Communication
youngest one
is
here?
key.
Jordan, he's the baby.
When's your birthday?
January.
Oh.
When your birthday's in April, April 8th. Your
April 8th.
birthday's the
April.
same day as my
Birthday.
mom's.
Wow. Yeah, your
The same day as my mom.
Yep, I'm an Aries. You're a Capricorn?
No.
What are you?
Aquarius.
Aquarius.
Oh, you're like the late January.
January 23rd.
You're a Libra.
Yeah.
You're an Aries. No, you're a Taurus.
He's a Taurus.
You're a
Him and
Taurus.
Kayla.
On the first day of Taurus.
He's right there. He's a cusp.
Yeah,
You're a different type of Taurus that I feel like I've met.
I've been told.
Yeah.
Casanova.
But
over
not
here.
in like a bad way.
No, I
Not
know.
in a
I
bad
just,
way.
I know.
So Ryan.
That's the first. Like that's the
Her
first.
and
When
Ryan are
people
the
start
same,
talking
correct?
about Ryan is Aries.
He's an
Yeah.
Aries.
Brian's an
Yeah.
Aries.
But that's the
Okay.
first thing when people are like, oh, you're Taurus, but like it's like, yeah, I was born. Like it's the first day of Taurus or some shit like that. So
You're not like a rowdy Taurus.
I guess
I know
not.
some rowdy Taurus.
Rowdy, like
Shout out. to
rah
you.
rah. Like,
The rowdiest. Shout out to Jack.
oh, that kind of rowdy. Yeah, no.
Mhm.
I'm with the shits, but not like that.
Nah,
when it's
Tequila
time,
is
when
with
it's
the
time to be
shits.
with the
Tequila is
yeah,
with
when
the
it's time to
shits.
be with the
She's with the
shits, like that's time and
Yo,
place. When
it's
it's
just
time to be
funny.
with
No,
the shits,
Tequila's
I'm
with the shits
Tequila is
24/7 a day.
And it's funny because they used to always underestimate
24/7,
her.
365.
In high school,
She's
bro,
with the shits.
they used to underestimate the shit out of Jaquela. She's a very pretty girl, so typically you don't think the pretty girl.
We'll
And
fight.
she's very slender too. She doesn't have like a big frame.
But
Kayla-
she's so strong.
Naturally,
She's so strong.
the girl naturally can fight. Like she naturally was
Yes.
born with the ability to fight.
Boom! She got the hands. Don't,
She got the
don't
hands.
give a
Got them
damn.
She'll put the
clappers.
paws on
She
people.
got them clappers.
She's ready to do it.
I've seen it.
Quickness, she's ready to do it.
She's pissed me off a
Fuck it.
couple times doing it though. When I'm like, damn it, Jaquila,
Why
you had to
now?
fight in
Why
this
now?
situation.
I didn't see her gain a lot of respect from that shit.
Yeah, but I've
Because
also
she's a-
seen her like when we were out and shit, just like, damn
You
it,
used to get
Jaquila.
so mad.
I was having a normal night. You had to go fight this bitch. Now I'm out the club. You out the club. Like we gotta go home now.
She's got
Pissed
a
me
little
off.
bit of bully-esque in her, depending on how she's feeling. She
She's
might
a
try.
she's a nice person.
she
Like,
might try and
doesn't-
punk a bitch.
She
She's
won't.
so sweet though.
Well, no,
she is sweet.
She
But
won't
if she's
fuck
on
with
that type
somebody
of
unless
time-
they look at her the wrong way
That's
though.
what
And
I'm
I'm
saying.
like, she could
Or
just be
say
looking.
something.
Or
I'm
say
like,
something.
this girl might not have her glasses. She might not know who you are.
wrong-
She's like, nah, she's looking at me dirty. Nah, she just can't see you.
Kayla set the shit off 100%.
Yeah, no, she's just really big on respect. If she feels disrespected,
For sure.
Boom.
You can't, hey,
Their eyes are disrespectful, bitch.
gotta love her for it. Gotta love her for it.
I do.
You
I love
gotta give her
Jaquila.
her props though.
Definitely.
She stands her ground.
Definitely.
Stands it.
Ride or die type shit.
Stands
Yeah,
it. Her ground was over here. She took her ground. She's like, that's my ground now too. But that's my dog. I love Jaquila.
100%.
We'll have her on soon. Shit.
Yeah, that'll be a great episode too.
I also feel like you should have her on.
With you.
Yeah, and then you should put both of us on.
Oh, you want to be honest?
I
I
thought-
was
I
I was
suggested
saying
it.
to be honest. Yeah, I had said the same. I was like, oh, I could just get them both on.
That would be fun.
We should.
Yeah.
But we'll bring.
We'll
We'll,
collaborate.
do
We'll
an
have
individual and then we'll do.
We'll have our people call your
We'll
people.
do. Yeah, because you have somebody to fall back on. So
What
that's
do you
why I
mean?
was suggesting having another girl on because it's us three guys and how we feel about things.
But I feel like you guys didn't like gang up on me.
Of course.
Like, or anything like that. Like,
Of
I feel
course,
like
but
I
it's
feel
also
that-
cool to have somebody else that can relate to
It's
you
the same thing,
and
yeah.
defend you to be
Yeah,
a
yeah.
stronger point. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They see it from two
Because you
people.
guys can bounce off of each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's just.
And you can bounce off. Yeah, you'll be able to bounce off somebody that you have similar situations with. So
Yeah, I agree.
We'll
I
definitely-
actually want. I told Jacob, I don't know if he told you guys that I want to start my own podcast.
you should.
I
do
think
it,
he did
do
mention
it under
something
this
about
umbrella
Yeah.
No Hangover
eventually-
Productions,
or
No,
under the
yeah.
Noble Productions.
starring
You guys
Kristen.
can call. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that sounds like fun. But my main focus.
We gotta
wants to
fucking get
be
that fucking
on, like,
LLC before somebody takes that shit.
facts, based on like what we're talking about today,
Uh huh.
relationships and
Yeah.
Yeah.
single
by all
life
means.
and modern women, traditional women, all
Right.
that type of stuff.
You'd be surprised how many people would like tune in just to hear your experiences and like
Instantly.
relate to
Oh, yeah,
it.
'cause-
It'd be under the No Hangover umbrella. Instantly has more followers than us. I'd be like, fuck you guys.
Honestly, I feel like
Y'all a bunch of haters.
going through like a breakup, one of the main things that
Yeah.
I did was listen to podcasts, but from like women
Yeah.
on their takes on what they did after
Yeah,
Call Her
breakups
Daddy?
and stuff like
Because
that.
fuck
Who'd you
my
listen to?
opinion, huh?
Who?
Who'd you listen to?
It's called, what was that podcast called? I think it was like the
No Hangover
called
Podcast.
the Breakup Podcast.
Boom. Straight to the
And
point.
Plug it every time.
listening to
No
it,
Hangover Podcast.
listening to it, I'm like, after listening to all of it and stuff like that, it definitely did give me tips and it definitely did help me. But then I started feeling to
brings
myself
me
like,
closer.
I wanna do this too. Like,
I mean,
once
hey,
I have all of like,
platform.
it is. I want to be like that
It's also therapeutic a little bit.
It is talking about it and getting your thoughts out with, especially with other people too.
Bouncing
and
shit
then
off.
also hearing
Some of
other
the
people's
episodes, though.
take. So even like this conversation, like hearing things that you guys say, like you can take so much away from it.
It balances shit out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So then to be that for another girl who may be going through a breakup and it's like, oh my god, I don't know what to do.
100%.
Listen to it and then be able to find some clarity in that
Yeah.
situation.
Right.
I mean, the realest shit I could tell you about a podcast, just because we've been doing it for quite some time now. The shit is on wax. It's hilarious though.
What does that mean?
That it's out forever.
Out there
It's
forever.
recorded.
So like, you'll listen
but
to
you can't-
you'll listen to some episodes, and I mean, the people of the podcast, they've
Can't tell
watched
you how
them.
many girls have hit me with quotes
They've
on the podcast, throwing shit in my face. Like,
yeah,
oh,
they've watched. People have watched enough
the time.
podcasts to where they kind of see us, but they kind of think they know us from the podcast. This isn't. I mean, this is us.
Well, this
We are
is
pretty-
us. We're
we are
also
pretty honest.
comfortable and we've known each other for
Yes,
so long
we
that
are-
you're gonna get a pretty
Yeah.
candid,
Yeah, we are
candid view or
of us, but in real
Feel
life
for us.
situations versus the podcast is two different things.
Yeah, I mean, it's only
So,
really
like-
like in reality, it's like an hour a week that they really get of us. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's
I feel
like,
like I
and we can
probably-
change
Pretty
from week
honest
to week.
conversation.
We still growing every day.
pretty honest conversation. We've been doing it for
yeah, but
almost 2 years.
Even
Yeah,
then, but
it is
even
honest
then though,
conversation.
like perspective, like we said, it's a hell of a thing. Like
Yeah.
we could say something and mean it in one way, and somebody's gonna take that
Correct.
shit and run with it, and
For
it's completely
instance.
different from what the fuck
Facts.
they just because of the how it hit them.
Yeah,
It's like,
the episode "Life of Jacob."
we might not be trying to be an
For
asshole,
instance.
and we're still to somebody we're still an asshole.
Right.
off of that episode. If anyone's listening to this episode, listen to that episode.
In all previous episodes
Yes.
of the No Hangover podcast.
When we get drunk, it could become a different type of episode.
You see my episode? I got real about some shit there.
Yeah, like we
You guys
get
got super lit?
yeah
For
like,
them,
Not
we did.
super. I
yeah,
mean,
not
there
your
was
episode.
enough, no,
on
but
your
we were-
episode we were chilling.
But we were just coming back from
Yeah, I
True.
want to get
getting
some
lit.
deep
That-
shit.
well, not really, because we didn't even fucking get drunk. That's the weird.
Nah,
that's the
we
wildest
did.
shit.
You did.
Jordan got
When?
drunk from Skylar's wedding.
Skylar's wedding.
Oh,
I tried to.
We
but that
drank
liquor was just
that.
hitting
Yeah,
me.
that it just it
Wild
was,
stuff.
it was
But anyways,
it was a
I feel like
mixed
drinking makes me more
mixed
emotional.
blend.
yeah, it does.
I like to speak
It's the
from
truth-
logic versus
Truth
my
serum.
emotions.
This is
Hey,
true.
sometimes your truth is your emotions, though. Like,
No.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
The-
agree.
you
The
have
only-
to feel. I mean, where does your truth?
your
So
truth
life,
that comes
life
out
of Jacob, I
emotionally.
like the back 30 minutes.
I'm emotional.
The back half.
Like I'm a naturally emotional person,
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
but sometimes those
can
emotions
be.
aren't. Like they're not how I actually feel. If that makes any type of sense. Like I say, okay, so I know better, but I won't do better because my emotions will hold me back. So if I'm in a situation, I might be thinking, okay, this situation's bad for me, but my emotions will be like, but I want to. So then I'm gonna do it. So I feel like your emotions can get in the way sometimes.
They can, but I feel that your
It's
emotions.
that voice
do,
in your head, you got to be like, all right, listen, shut
they
the fuck
do
up.
kind
I'm
of
doing
like
this.
create your truth, though. Like it has, it's an ingredient to what you believe is true, though. Your emotions, because how you feel about something, like whether it's right or wrong, like it's still
gauge.
like. It's still part of your reality. Like it's still part of like what you're going through, how you feel about shit, you know, what your life is. Like whether it's right or wrong. Like
Yeah.
because I've told people like my initial reaction on shit isn't necessarily how I feel. It's just my initial
Yeah.
reaction. Like
Yeah.
I might initially, you might tell me something, and I might be pissed. I might be hurt to
But
my
then you
core.
know.
But like no, you,
Jesus.
but like maybe like an hour or two
Kristen.
later,
You
it's
will
like
feel it.
I get everything get together. I'm like, you know what? Like at the time, yeah, it does kind of piss me off. But like
Well,
now that I've got
especially with
everything
you,
gathered,
if
like
it's one point of a story, like once you see a couple of different perspectives, you're like, okay, I get it now.
Mm.
But that initial, like, you only saw one aspect,
that
and
shit
you're
will
like,
fucking,
oh, what the
this
fuck?
motherfucker,
Yeah.
like, yeah,
And
that
then you
shit'll
see a
piss
couple
off,
other
yeah.
things, you're like, okay, I understand
Yeah.
how that
Yeah, but
happened.
that's going off of like your first initial
Mhm.
like,
Emotion,
feeling.
yeah.
Right.
But you might not actually feel that way once you think about it. So like your
Logically.
thought.
But also
logically are
sometimes
really-
But
you
everyone's
might
different.
get that initial reaction, you get all the information, and then you're still pissed about it.
That's
So it's
true.
like,
That's
you know,
true.
you're still
That's
like,
true.
fuck you, like
Yeah.
you're still a fucking asshole.
Yeah, it all depends because
Yeah.
I mean everyone's different. Like, for instance, I wouldn't say like Libra and balance shit. I'm just talking about like everyone being different, as in like
Astrology.
astrology. Ooh, that was perfect. But I'm just saying everyone takes things into like just how they said. I don't really take shit seriously. The same with different emotions. Like I might not feel a certain way that they might. Like something might piss them off instantly, and I'm just like, what the fuck is that? That doesn't get me mad.
Can't tell
I
somebody
feel
how to
like you
feel
get
though.
mad that easy.
I really don't. We talked about this on
Yeah.
the life of Jacob
The life
episode.
of Jacob.
If you listen
a
to that
life.
episode, God, the first 15 minutes is so cringy for me. It
Because
hurts.
he's dancing.
It
He didn't
hurts.
want to answer the question.
I did. And even when I started answering the questions,
didn't
God, I
know
gotta
this.
stop cussing so
I need
much.
to watch it.
I cussed so much.
We get into the Cuban.
She gets nervous and
we
stuff.
get into
Fuck
the
shit.
Yeah, honestly,
Basically
I
interview
was a
like
damn
that.
sailor.
Yeah,
That's
we
what I was.
He's
I
a
cussed.
nervous cusser.
I cussed an ungodly amount.
we get into the Cuban sensation ways. That's what we kind of explain. You want to know
Those
the
are some interesting ways.
yeah. You want to know the
Your guys' character development through this podcast is A1.
thanks. You want to see the background of the Cuban sensation? That's a good episode.
I guess. I feel like I'm better on Jordan and Eric's episode than my own.
Well, because when the spotlight's on you, it's hard to fuck you.
Yeah, you do. You be trying to jump around shit.
That's all, folks.
My episode was better than I thought it was going to be. I was pretty honest, but I worded it in a manner that I was happy about. I thought I was a little sauce and I wasn't putting it together the right way.
I feel
sounded
like I was
very
damn
logical.
near mumbling, not mumbling, but fucking slurring my words almost towards the end. I was like,
Do you guys not get scared?
it's on wax. It's
Not
out
now.
there forever.
No.
Right
Nah.
now, but it's out there forever.
At
I
first,
was gonna say, so it's out there. So like,
at first, we
I
all
always
were a
have
little
the
bit.
I always have the
We did
notion
have
that,
stage
like,
fright.
This is
I
my
did at first.
Yeah,
A little bit.
no, I mean you did
It
good.
happened.
You
Yeah,
did
No,
did
good.
you've
good.
done great. For if this was stage
If
fright,
you
you've
go,
done
listen,
amazing.
go back and listen to the first episode and see how bad we are.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
And
like it is
what
hard
the
to
funny-
listen to.
The funniest part is we weren't even on camera, so it's not like we were
It's all
being
audio.
shown.
Just your voice.
It was just our
And we
voice,
were
and we were
still,
so
like-
petrified of talking.
I've watched some of your episodes though, but I don't feel like.
Yeah,
in
when
the
you watch
episodes,
it-
I feel like you guys were.
We're also we're
bad.
kind of like analyzing ourselves, so we're always gonna be a little bit tougher.
Correct.
on
We're our
ourselves.
biggest critics, so
Yeah.
but those episodes are rough.
But
But
it's-
we got scared of talking.
As far as putting like honest information out there about us, I don't really worry about it too much because I feel like if it does become a thing or a topic of conversation, then we're doing something. Like
Yeah,
people,
it's
people
the-
are talking about us. It's gonna be on a different scale.
well, at the end of the day, it's the real us, regardless.
Right.
It's not like we're putting out, you know.
if somebody's trying to pull
Correct.
back shit that we said, then
It's like
obviously
we
it
already
means something.
said it.
We're striking a
You know?
nerve. Yeah.
Like
And then
that's my
we have
biggest thing with it.
Sorry,
Like if
sorry.
someone tries to throw something I said in my face, like yeah, no shit, I already fucking said it.
But
So
the also beautiful thing about it is that we can fucking, if someone does pull out something, then we can but listen, hear me out. This is what I meant from this.
Yeah,
It
but
might
the
have
time-
came out like a
We're in
certain
a time
way.
of cancel culture, though. I mean, it
But
is good
cancel
to.
culture is
Yeah.
not
That's
real.
true.
It's
It is
not real.
It is
It's
not,
also
but
like-
people will take it and
They'll
try
try
Yeah,
to,
but,
but
I mean,
if
as
you're
many
good, if
things
you're
as I've
talented,
said, I
if you
could've
got
been-
something,
Forget about it.
yeah, you fucking move on from
That's
it.
true.
Unless it's something that's like you're really like, okay,
Out of the
like
three
you
of
gotta
us-
go away to jail for the rest of your life type shit.
out of
Then
the
like
three
that's
of
one
us,
thing.
I'd
But
say
like if it's just
I
something
think I
like
say the most outlandish shit that could be canceled.
No, I say it
Absolutely.
for you. No, you do say it. You do
I
say
would
it.
I
You
would
do say it.
definitely I would
You do say it.
I definitely say
I
the
would
most
agree.
outlandish shit.
I
Good
would
producer over here tries to save me most of the time. But I definitely say the most outlandish shit, and I'm just like, fuck it. What are they gonna do to me? Nothing.
gotta be
What are they gonna do?
sometimes.
Cancel me? Cool. Like I
It's
give
not
a
real.
flying fuck.
cancel culture
Like
ain't
my life
real.
is still gonna be
Definitely.
sorry.
But to answer your question, no, we don't so much like worry about it like that.
Yeah, that came.
I
like,
think that was like my only
We
when
think-
thinking about like doing the podcast
Yeah.
was just being nervous about because like the whole way I want to do it is more of kind of just like obviously telling my thoughts and opinions, but then
Right.
bringing other
That's what a
women
podcast is.
in the show and like asking them their questions. But the
Right.
only thing that I was like, do I want to do like me is really telling my truth and putting it all out there for everybody because I
To
don't
hear and see, yeah.
to hear and see.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
It's about being
It's tough,
confident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You gotta be confident
You're
in
probably
what
gonna
you're
hear
doing.
some shit that you don't want to hear, but
Trust me,
I mean that.
Like I said, that's why my episode was so cringy. You
Mine
say
too.
some
Yeah.
truthful things that even, when
You
you're
don't know how
saying
it's
it,
gonna
you're
be
like, all right.
received.
But then when you hear it after again, and especially when you're drunk versus when you're sober, granted, it's the same shit I would have said regardless, but it's just the
hangover, though.
way I
It
said
came
it.
out,
I
yeah.
put
It's just
some-
the way
That's
I
what he
said it.
like, the way other people perceive it,
Yeah.
though.
Right.
Like, the way
Like,
you
because
say it
someone's
came
gonna
from
think
me.
you're an asshole regardless. Like, you could try and be the nicest person in the world,
Someone's
and
gonna think
someone's
you're an
always
asshole.
gonna think you're a fucking asshole. So
Someone's
that's
always
like,
not gonna
I
like
think it was my
Yeah.
mom saying that got me. I was like, ugh.
yeah. But my mom, like,
Yeah.
she's gonna love me regardless. She's heard. I
Yeah,
mean,
she loves
And
me
then-
regardless.
yeah,
but she
exactly.
but she literally was like,
It's
"Why are you cussing so much?" And I'm like,
I was
"Stop
nervous,
listening."
Mom.
I was like,
was
"Stop
nervous."
listening! Stop listening!"
Yeah, it
didn't
was
know what else to say.
It was tough.
It was bad.
It was tough
bad.
watching it back for me, my episode specifically, because I put like some family shit on there that's like a little bit near and dear to my heart. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want people
Yeah.
taking that and twisting it and looking at it a
Or
certain
being
way.
able to throw it
Well,
in
if they
your
twist
face.
it,
You know
I'll
what I
beat
mean?
their ass.
But at the same time, like
But once
somebody
you
else
put
could
it
have
out
went
there,
through it.
How can they throw it in your face though? Like,
Yeah.
fuck. Like
But-
Jacob was
but
saying, like
my
yeah,
positive
I said it.
takeaway from it
Yeah,
is
it's the
somebody
truth.
can
It's
take
the truth
it
regardless.
that have been through that situation and kind of use it
Yeah,
to help
I mean,
them.
and again,
Kind of like a musician that's
Yeah.
giving their truth on the track, and you kind of can like
Yeah.
relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I try and look at
someone's
it.
gonna take it good, someone's gonna take it bad, and then you hope most of the people in the
It's
middle
all up to
fucking just
it's
take
all
it
up
for
to
what it is.
perception at the end of the day.
But there's always going to be that percent of like extreme, like either negative, extreme positive, and then you hope the fucking middle is more of like, all right,
Out
like
of the
people
three
just
of us,
listening,
though,
fucking taking what you, oh yeah, I agree
extreme
with that.
negative
Oh,
would be
maybe I don't
funny.
agree with that, and just kind of like
'Cause
take
not
shit for what it
everybody's
is.
gonna
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think you give like the worst truths. I think you just
No, it's the
you
way I say things.
the way you say shit. Like,
because
the words you use.
I don't necessarily factor in everyone's
Feelings.
emotions and feelings because I don't give a fuck. Like,
This thing's
I'm
very,
sorry
like,
that I
a
hurt
lot.
people's feelings.
He's done it to us before. On the
Yeah,
show.
there's
I mean, for guys, I feel like it's
my
differently,
favorite,
but I'm
not my
like,
favorite, but a funny moment in the podcast career. There's an episode that never came out where I hurt Eric's feelings.
He disrespected Eric. I don't know.
I don't know if you hurt my feelings. You're
disrespected
being
him.
disrespectful though.
Yeah.
I was
My feelings weren't hurt.
But he was
Your
being-
feelings
He
were a
was
little
being
hurt.
He was being disrespectful though, and there's a
pretty
line
funny.
where it's
That's
like,
pretty funny. To
all right, like.
You're doing.
I don't recall,
especially
the
on
episode,
camera
actually.
too. When it's on camera and it's something that we're gonna put out there, it's like
But it didn't go out, right?
No, we didn't put
it never went
we
out.
saved Jacob
He's
on
like,
that
no.
one. Yeah, we saved Jacob on that one. I
But-
did kind
You
of.
got saved, but
That'd have been canceled
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, I was a
45 minutes of
little
the
loose
episode
too
that he doesn't
because-
remember.
Well,
he
yeah.
doesn't remember.
Nah, I blacked out.
45 minutes.
It was a
He
bad
thinks-
episode.
He thinks it was a 2-minute span. Me and him thought it was a 10-minute span. It was a 45-minute span
Of Jacob blacked out drunk.
Yeah, and
of it not being good content.
Yeah.
That I'm just
Nah.
kind of going back and forth.
Yeah, I don't recall a thing being said, which is the
Yeah.
funniest part.
So all that to say, there's been bumps and bruises along the way.
But
It's
hey,
just been an
the
interesting
craziest
process.
part, blacked out. Guess what? I didn't wake up with.
a hangover, no hangover.
I don't think you guys have ever told me the meaning behind no hangover.
Eric's got it.
Oh, I was gonna put it on you. Go ahead, E.
No, Eric's the best. Go ahead.
Go ahead, E.
Well, as you can see, we do drink on here. You know, we have, we have stories of, drinking, getting fucked up, waking up fine, not really. But like, it also kind of ties into like, we're trying to have conversation, bring people different different perspectives and shit like that. And just kind of like touch on topics that are going to be a little touchy. Like me and Jacob have, like me and Jordan have, and just kind of like push boundaries, but then come back to like, we're still friends at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have different opinions. There's no hangover from past conversations. So it's like,
I like that.
yeah. So, it's the drinking, it's the fun, we're going to, we're going to bullshit a little bit, but there is also like, there is some type of like, kind of like acceptance, togetherness to it that like, I know I don't agree with everything that he says. Me and him have been through hell and back. I know I'm not going to agree with everything that he says. I'm not going to agree with everything that anybody but
there's always going to be a disagreement.
we're going to be
today.
cool. Like it's
Yeah.
nothing, there's nothing
Right.
to it. Like
Still
dap
family.
up, cool hug, and
Yeah.
then keep it moving. That's it. So
Right.
I like it.
Yep.
Very creative.
we're trying.
Very creative.
It's like-
I like it a lot.
On that note, I think I'll wrap it up. We
Boom.
appreciate our special guest, Kristen.
Yeah.
Thank
It was
you.
lit.
Episode
episode.
115.
Thank you for coming.
We
Thanks,
appreciate
have me
you.
again soon.
Of course.
Of
no
course.
doubt.
Whenever you want.
Yep. And like always, you know where to find us. We're on Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Play. Check us out, the visuals on YouTube. Check out our
Comment,
social
subscribe.
medias. Instagram, No Hangover Podcast. Twitter, No Hangover Pod. We don't go on Twitter often. Just go to Instagram, DM us there. Comment, concerns. If y'all trying to, cancel somebody, let me know. Just
This
kidding.
man,
We got
this-
shirts
this
for
with all
sale
the
too.
smoke.
If you
Yeah,
need
we do
one.
have merchandise for
shirts.
sale. We have shirts. You're trying to wear them. You're trying to, support, help us
sir.
out. If you're trying to put your own brand on,
Sure.
Oh, we got
Yep.
you.
Boom.
Kristen's getting a shirt.
You initiated.
She'll be
today.
posting it soon. Don't worry about it. You'll,
Oh, she's
you'll
about
see
to
her.
make her
You'll
great
see her.
return.
You'll see her when she comes.
She's about to make a great return.
When she gets back on
Beautiful thing.
Instagram.
I'll be in Nashville this weekend.
Oh,
Shout out.
Shout out.
Hope she has a good time.
hopefully she doesn't have my kind of time in Nashville.
Fuck. Honestly,
I
that
plan
would be
to.
shitty.
No,
Okay.
you
Not his
have
time.
Jordan's
You want
time.
Jordan's time,
You
not
want
his
Jordan's
Oh, I
time.
don't want his
He
time.
got
No,
sick.
you want my time.
Oh, food poisoning, right?
Yeah,
No, I
yeah,
don't want your time.
yeah.
No, I want your time.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Boom. Well,
All right, but yeah, episode 115 in the books.
everybody love everybody.
Boom.
Yes, Sirski.
Peace. Thank you, Kristen.
Thank you, guys.